morning. Oh my gosh, I might have to take a picture. Good morning and welcome to Unity Santa Fe. I'm Reverend Liz Luoma, and this is a very auspicious day. Being ordained by Unity has said that I'm good to be ordained. It's my second ordination, but we'll talk more and have more of that today. I want to thank you from the top and the bottom and the middle of my heart for your presence here today and for our online cyber sanctuary. Thank you for being here. Hi, Joanne, who's womaning the cyber sanctuary. We have a fabulous morning. I want to especially thank my mentor, Reverend Susan Gumm, who has been with me for over 2 years in the journey of my path today. And so she's up in Missoula, Montana, and we got her here for this awesome and amazing day. And my bestie, Brenda Heldorn from Carson City, back from my Tahoe days, we were together, and she was at my ordination in 2016. So I want to welcome you all to this beautiful community that I call Love in Action. Thank you for your presence. And we're also welcoming in our ancestors. Our ancestors, our loved ones, friends, and family that have crossed the other side of the veil. We welcome their presence because we know that life is eternal. And in this eternal life, they're still with us. And so we remember them with this candle that I will be lighting in memory and in honoring and welcoming their presence with us, because they are still with us, just on the other side of the veil. So if you care to speak their name aloud or just in your mind or heart, we'll do that as I light this candle. Carol, Wayne, Dorothy, Oski, Helen. And we are blessed because they are here. They're here. They're here. I also have a second candle that I like to light at the beginning of the service, and it is our peace candle, because that is what we're calling forth. And as I light the candle, if you just imagine what the feeling is of a world that is at peace, individuals at peace within themselves that are having their own individual struggles, peace between nations. So just taking that moment to imagine the feeling, the vibration of what peace feels like, and allow yourself to be that peace. And so it is. As we do this work together, and I invite you to imagine peace every day, because in consciousness and vibration, we affect the world, we ripple out. So that is my charge to you, to continue this practice at home and wherever you are every day. So
Good morning, everybody. Taylor tells me I'm good, so okay. Please join me in affirming the prayer for all creation, which is right up here, together. Surely the presence is in this place and in all places and in all creation. We behold the divine presence throughout the world without exception, knowing there are many paths to God, many names for God, many faces of God, but only one God. We come together this morning to experience and express our oneness and divinity in all. And so it is. Terrific. My name is Tom McCrory. I am so grateful and blessed to be serving as your platform assistant this morning. First, Susan Asher. Where's Susan? Where are you at there, Susan? Oh, there she is over there. Okay, Susan Asher has arranged our flowers this morning. However, we have a special dedication of the flowers, which Heidi Gohl is going to come right up in front and give us right now.
Good morning. Reverend Liz. So in dedication, these flowers are being dedicated to you in celebration of your ordination by your lovely wife, Reverend Divine. So I have a message from her. That she asked me to read to you for today. To my amazing wife on this joyous occasion, I am so happy and proud of you today as you have completed another milestone on your spiritual journey. I see you and know who you are, the daughter of the beloved. May you and your community celebrate all that you're doing together in spirit with love. Namaste, Reverend Divine. So I'm going to give you a hug on her behalf too.
Now, next Sunday, July 17th, just because we can't get a Sunday in without some kind of celebration, we are going to have our new members induction ceremony, okay? So please join us next Sunday as we welcome our new members into the congregation. And I would like at this time to read the biography of Reverend Susan Gumm, and Reverend Susan, maybe you could stand up and face the congregation so they can see who you are. Reverend Susan retired as, yeah, there she is. She retired, by the way, I get tired just reading this. You are an amazing woman. She retired as senior minister at Unity on the Avenue Spiritual Center in Denver in June of 2020. She served there 8 years. She was ordained through the field licensing program in March of 2017 and has been a licensed Unity teacher since 1997, okay? She's been part of the Unity movement for the past 35 years. She served as treasurer and conference chair of the Unity South Central region, as an associate minister at Unity of Denver, as chair of the SEE for 2 years for Unity Colorado, and was the adult education minister for 11 years. And if that's just not enough, she is also a certified life celebrant. So Reverend Susan relocated upon her retirement to Missoula, Montana, to be with family and, not incidentally, enjoy exploring the amazing Montana mountains and rivers. But she hasn't really retired because her ministry, Life Words of Montana, gives expression to the most important occasions in life: weddings, babies, retirement, celebration of life, and sharing love of the Unity principles through workshops and guest speaking engagements. She has a Master's of Divinity from Iliff School of Theology in Denver, an undergraduate degree in Religious Sciences and Marketing, Studies in Marketing, and most of all is blessing us today with her presence here. So thank you so much, Reverend Susan.
This room's so full. Wow, love it. So thank you for your presence here today. I am honored and blessed to be here with Liz. Thank you. Oh my goodness. What a blessing you both are. And what a perfect song for today. So I have been really enjoying can you turn it down just a little bit? I've been enjoying my visit here in Santa Fe. The sunsets here are just so magnificent. I think I've filled up my whole phone filled with sunset pictures. And last night, I overindulged in green chili because I can't get that in Montana. So Santa Fe has been very gracious, and thank you, Charlotte. So our spiritual journey, we walk it alone. We walk it with others. We walk it with the divine. And so as we begin to unfold and raise in our consciousness, we begin to hear this urging of our soul, the nudgings that come with us, to us. And we have two choices when those nudgings come along. We can ignore it, or we can listen and follow its guidance. Many times in our life, though, we choose to ignore that call, those nudgings. And it's okay, because the beautiful thing is that Spirit will continuously and gently just keep nudging and keep pushing at us until we become aware of what it's calling us to do. You see, we can be resistant. And resistance is part of the spiritual journey. We know the story of Moses. We know the story of Samson. And we know the story of Jonah, all who resisted. And I can tell you that I personally resisted. What have you resisted in the nudgings, in the calling to come more into the fullness, come more into the knowledge of the divine, to come more into the oneness? Ask yourself. And I think we resist so much because our ego says, I'm going to have to let go of some of those bad habits I have. I'm going to have to let go of some things and change some things in my life. And so we ignore, we resist. But eventually, we stop and we pause. And we begin to hear and feel the call. We begin to recognize that something greater than ourselves is really calling us forward into our highest and best good. Our highest and best good. You see, because we each have something unique to give. We each have something special to give. Now, my mentor, Reverend Annalie Rawson, she said to me, if your call is clear, it will ring louder and louder within you, and God will give you all you need. And she was right. She was so right. I doubted myself and my call for a very long time. God always provides us with what we need, and the truth is we will never be called into something that is not for us to do. So that's the beauty. That's the beauty of listening to those nudges, to listen to Spirit, to go into prayer and meditation, and to pause and say, what am I to do? What are my next steps? We don't need to see the whole picture, because that can frighten us too. I said a long time ago when I first got on my Unity journey, and I kept hearing those nudges, and I became a Unity, licensed Unity teacher, I said, okay, God, here's the deal. You show me the next step to go, and I'll walk into that door. But please, never show me the whole picture, because I'll run the other way. And isn't that true? Isn't that true for all of us? Yeah, we know that we have this call to do something more, and our society right now needs us to stand and to do something more. Society is calling us, each with our special and unique gifts. Paul in Corinthians said it best. Can you put that slide up for me? He said, now, there are a variety of gifts, but the same Spirit. And there are varieties of services, but the same Lord. And there are varieties of activities, but it is the same God who activates all of them in everyone. To each is given the manifestation of the Spirit for the common good. Listen to that line. To each is given the manifestation of Spirit for the common good. To one is given through the Spirit the utterance of wisdom, and to another the utterance of knowledge according to the same Spirit. To another, I don't know where you're at up there. To another, faith by the same Spirit. To another, gifts of healing by the one Spirit. To another, the working of miracles. To another, prophecy. To another, the discernment of spirits. To another, the various kinds of tongues. To another, the interpretation of tongues. These are all activated by one and the same Spirit, who allots to each one individually, just as Spirit is calling us. Our call is always to use our gifts for the common good. And that's a big responsibility, is it not? That's a huge responsibility. Some of us are called to lead. You have board members here. You have community leaders probably in this room. You have advocates out in society. Some are called to teach, whether it be children or be adults. Some are called to heal. Maybe you're in the medical profession. Some are called to stand with others who cannot stand for themselves, the vulnerable in our society. Some are called to pray. You have prayer chaplains here. And some are called to be in what we call ministry. And today we're honoring that call of Liz, who has called her over and over again in different shapes and forms, deeper into her relationship with the divine, deeper in her relationship with her service to her community here and the world. The Bishop de Leon said, "There is nothing better than a person can do than to help another find God." You see, ministry is a very unique and special call because it's a call for the soul to listen at a very deep level. It is a call to be selfless, truly. It is a call to serve in such a great way that we are always walking and living the truth that we believe in. And that's hard. You know how hard that is, right? Sometimes we just get angry, or sometimes we just let those wonderful words slip out of our mouth. Especially some of the crazy drivers you have around here. Wow. And so we just recognize that it's an important role to play. It's not separate from all those other gifts to lead, to teach, to pray, to stand. It is one and a part of. It is just a different role. And I look at it like we're all those grains of sand out on the beach, right? But together we make that beautiful beach. So we all need to recognize those gifts for the common good. Because again, the common good is calling you. And are you listening? And are you willing to pause and to listen? That's my challenge to you today. Liz has been called to answer and to serve this community. And we've walked a journey for almost 3 years, actually, together. And that journey sometimes has been glorious and easy, and sometimes there's been some rough stones on the road. But Liz humbly has accepted graciously everything that has come upon her. And I know with divine leading, it's another new challenge for her to face. You can all help fill that void for her. Liz, I'd like you to come on up. Yeah, you do. This day is about you.
Right. Come on up here and I'll put my notes.
You know that Liz has already been called to serve as a minister. She's already been ordained in religious science, or now Centers for Spiritual Living. But I guess somewhere along her journey, something called her into a new form. And I don't know what spoke to her. She can probably share it with you. To move into unity. We're a little different than religious science. We spend a lot of time in prayer because that's the founding of unity, is prayer and meditation. To connect with that one. Liz, you've connected with that one. And I'm so humbled and blessed to be here and to walk with the journey with you. Aren't you all? Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, your thing and my thing are probably having a
You
thing.
stand there. Yeah.
Don't
Your
go
thing
there.
and my thing can really kind of make some noise together.
Watch out.
I'm going to ask you all to help me bless Liz. And you, if you want to raise up your hands to her, we can do that. I'm going to read these words from Teresa of Avila. And bless me with her. May today there be peace within. May you trust God that you are exactly where you are meant to be. May you not forget the infinite possibilities that you are born of faith. May you use those gifts that you have received and pass on the love that has been given to you. May you be content knowing you are a child of God. And let this presence settle into your bones and allow your soul the freedom to sing and dance and praise and love. Together as a congregation, we hereby acknowledge that that presence of God is forever within you, and that the presence of all Spirit is and will continue to surround you, fill you, uplift you. You're just a divine person. Continue the good work that you're doing. Amen.
Yes. And thank
I
you.
have some formal things I'm supposed to say. but
We're going to get formal now. Get ready. Yes, I'm ready.
Get ready.
I'm ready.
All right. So, Liz has answered the call. And her journey hasn't been easy, like any of ours is not easy, but she's accepted all of those to grow spiritually into something more, into this presence that you see in front of you today. So as we gather, feeling the love of everyone in this room, your divine call is anointed by the truth that's taught by Jesus the Christ, our master teacher, and our Unity co-founders, Charles and Myrtle Fillmore, so that the sick may be healed, that lack and limitation may be turned into abundance and thriving prosperity, and that the blind may see and be set free, all those who are suffering in our world. May you teach and heal and bless every soul. Okay, so part of the ordination is, please repeat after me these particular statements. I affirm my unity with God.
I affirm my unity with God.
I affirm my unity with myself.
I affirm my unity with myself.
I affirm my unity with all ministers.
I affirm my unity with all ministers.
I affirm my unity with all people.
I affirm my unity with all people.
I affirm my unity with unity.
I affirm my unity with unity.
I affirm I am.
I affirm I am.
Now in the awareness of the activity of spirit which has led you to this moment, please affirm the statements by saying, I will. It's kind of like getting married.
That's exactly what we're doing.
It is. Liz, are you willing to accept this role of leadership, not to be set apart, but decreed to proclaim the truth as taught by unity, to be forgiving, to instruct, to comfort, to listen in confidence, to lead faithfully, and to minister more abundantly and love all people more fully and freely?
I will.
Liz, are you willing to accept this role of leadership and all that it hereby symbolizes, as a faithful and loving minister, to maintain a strong prayer practice, to teach by example, to live in integrity, to call upon Unity Worldwide Ministries for information and support, and to be an active presence in the unity movement.
I will.
Liz, are you willing to be in covenant with all ministers and ministries everywhere, respecting, honoring, and supporting your colleagues, to fulfill the joyous assignment together in a life of dedicated, faithful service, working in harmony with unity principles in what you teach, where you teach, and to whom you teach?
I will.
And so,
And so.
and so,
And so.
so.
And so. Oh, boy.
Liz, I confer upon you the honor of being a unity minister. You are blessed by the Christ. You are the Christ, and the Christ surrounds you. So by authority of Unity Worldwide Ministries, I welcome you as a fellow unity minister.
Oh, my God. And there's more.
This is her official certificate, which will go in her office somewhere on that wall.
I do have one space left.
Yes, there you go.
So here it is, the
There it is.
official declaration. I made it, I did it, somehow we have arrived, and thank you, because you have helped me in this journey. So blessed be. And
Bless it to you.
oh, my
I'm so
God,
happy for you.
I'm so happy for me,
And for
too.
your congregation.
Thank you, love.
Yeah, I don't wanna-
Love, love. All we are is love, and there's more.
Everybody
la, la,
now.
la, la, la. Oh, we are is. And then there's Tom, the board president.
Good morning again, everybody. I'm up here in my, not as platform assistant, but as president of the Unity Santa Fe Board of Trustees. And this morning, we have come together as a community to witness the ordination of Reverend Liz Luoma as a Unity minister and to induct her as our senior minister at Unity Santa Fe.
Yes.
As we do this, we also rededicate ourselves as a faith community to the practice of positive and practical principles of truth that Unity teaches. We affirm the guidance of the divine within everyone, in all that we do as individuals and as a community, and we give thanks for the divine guidance and wisdom that have brought us to this day. Reverend Luoma, as senior minister, you have been called to lead this community with the best of your abilities. We lovingly affirm that the living spirit of truth within you continually guides you, providing you with all you need to effectively lead this community into a deeper and more profound awareness of the presence and power of God in our lives. As president of the Board of Trustees of Unity Santa Fe, and on behalf of the membership of this faith community, I invite you to serve as our senior minister. Do you accept this charge and call?
Do I have a minute? No. That's a huge yippee-doo yes. That's right. That's right. Thank you.
In formal recognition of Reverend Liz Luoma's acceptance of our invitation to leadership as our beloved senior minister, I ask the members of this community to rise and repeat with me. We, the members of Unity Santa Fe, do hereby induct you, Reverend Liz Luoma, as Senior Minister of Unity Santa Fe. And yes, there's more. In the spirit of unity, we affirm, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Spirit of Christ as you. And so it is.
Yippee-doo. Did you know you were coming to a wedding today? Here it is, actually, I was wed to Spirit. I look at ordination as the marriage to the divine. Spirit married me before time, and yet the official ordination that I first had with Centers for Spiritual Living was August 6, 2016. And I enjoyed that ministry. That was in Centers for Spiritual Living, Tahoe, Truckee. And that's where Brenda Heldorn, my bestie, was at that ordination service. What got me into Unity, for those that may not know, was seeking a pulpit because Spirit said, I need you in other places, bigger places, other places. So searching, going through a journey, because it's all a journey, as you all know. Life has got twists and turns and ups and downs. I call it the amusement park of life, right? Because we all have, what ride are we on? So as I was exploring, then Unity and Centers for Spiritual Living looked at each other and said, we are so similar in our teachings, that Unity actually had a lot more pulpits that were open than Centers for Spiritual Living. So then they opened up the door and said, here's what you need to do to become a Unity ordained minister. So I stepped forward into that direction. And I did have a ministry up in Fort Collins, and that was very interesting. It was because Unity Santa Fe wasn't ready for me, and this place hadn't been opened up. And I had some things that I needed to learn at Unity Fort Collins. So the journey has continued. Someday we'll get into more of those stories and such. I said, I'm going to do a few words, but you do know that a minister in few words is an oxymoron. Right? So, yeah, is my time up? Well then, just call me on it. Well, good luck getting me off stage now. My calling actually started at age 19, for those who don't know. I was the biggest partier of my senior class. Yes, it's in print. Mom was real proud of me for that. I was in athletics, grew up in Ashtabula, Ohio, and then at age 19, I started to seek. I had no religious, spiritual upbringing other than Mother Nature. And I started to read the Bible for the first time, a Phillips version. I was actually living by myself for the first time ever at age 19. And I read the Bible with the New Testament with if this was true, then what? Then what? And I started to go to a church. My friend goes, you're not going to church. I am going to church. She goes, well, where are you going? I said, I don't know. She goes, well, my mom makes me go to church, so you can come to the Methodist church. I'm like, sure. She goes, let's sit in the back row in the balcony. And I said, you can sit in the back row in the balcony. I'm sitting in the front row because I'm only here for one reason. I want to hear what that man has to say, right? Because I was seeking purpose. I was seeking, what is the purpose of life? Why are we here? And through listening to these series of titles and names of Jesus and also reading, what came through all of that was the idea that someone would love me so much that they would die for me. They would give their life. I was like, if that was really true, that just blew my mind. It went right into my heart. And I basically was thanking God, my understanding of God at that time. God, I want to give you something, but you have everything. Well, to give you myself. This was outside my dad's grocery store. I was like, okay, what does that mean? I went away to a Christian college for 1 year. That didn't work so well. Anyway, the winding road was I put God on the shelf, but God stays with us. And it says things like, you can go wherever you go, but I'm going with you, right? Ignore that path. I ended up at the Huntington Beach Church of Religious Science in 95. And that started the journey back into the ministry to which I was called at age 19, 43 years ago. Oh my God. So I have been on this journey. It is the only journey that I know. Even when I worked for Amazon, I was still in ministry. When I was in a shipping thing, because I'm a minister. It's who and what I am. I was married to God in 2016. And I have made my recommitment today in today's ordination. I am recommitting to my divine beloved. And there's a Unity minister who called God her beloved. I love that. We are the beloved. God is our beloved one. So we are each an individualized expression of the beloved. And that's what I love about this teaching, is that we're not sinners, except when we forget who we are. We are the divine in expression, here to remember who we are, that we are that love. And I love that you talked about everybody has a ministry. And what a ministry is to me, and every one of you have a ministry, whether you call it that or not. It's where you find your fulfillment, where you find your passion and love, and where you're gifting someone or something. You might be tending plants. That's a ministry. Your animals, your friends. It doesn't have to be a big thing. My wife moved to Beaumont, California, because she has a ministry inside of her that was not being fulfilled. I bless her on her journey. I miss her like crazy and have been feeling a lot of that, and I will continue. And at the same time, that's her calling, and I could not deny her. When I talked to her on the phone, she's excited and thrilled, and there's nothing that makes me happier than to seeing people be in their happy place. So find your ministry. Find what it is that gives you joy. You're probably already doing it. You just maybe haven't seen it as a ministry. So I want to give thanks to each and every one of you for your ministry, your individual ministries, how you're serving in the world, because you do serve. And maybe there's more of a calling that Reverend Susan is calling you into. And listen to that voice within. I want to thank you, Susan. I don't think I could have been, I know I couldn't be here if the divine hadn't blessed me with having a mentor for 2 years. They saw me through thick and thin, and there was some real thick times, and thin times too. And you stood by me, and I could call you anytime, and I did. And I got your love and support, and I have never doubted it, and I could always be open and honest with you. So you couldn't go to the Unity convention to be part of the ordination, and I wasn't allowed to be ordained anyway, which was very interesting because I expected to be ordained. But I hadn't taken the psychological evaluation yet because they couldn't find anybody in New Mexico to give it to me. What's that about, right? So I went to Unity Village for the convention. It purchased me a dragonfly, the dragonfly. So I went there. I guess I passed the psychological evaluation, so we could have today. And that way, my mentor and I could have this auspicious occasion together. So I want to thank you. I want to thank Brenda Heldorn for coming up, and because I do miss Divine, and having you here to have some time with relieved me of some of that cloud. You brought some sunshine, and she did give you a card and has thanked you for your presence. And thank you, Heidi, for being the voice of Divine and the hug. And she's here. She's here. I have a card I opened this morning. I want to thank those that have traveled some distance. We've got Unity of Albuquerque that have showed up. There's some flowers out there. Jeannie Coffrin, I know there's a right and perfect place here in Santa Fe for you to move to, as she is looking for it. So, and I want to thank Bill Brooks for blessing us with the music. You're my person, you know it, and you always end up being on the Sunday that is an auspicious occasion. So, Spirit running the show, and Robert for being our new pianist. Let's give him some love. The dragonfly. I just wanted to mention one, this few words is, so few, right? Well, here's two things. This song this morning that I put on Pandora for the first time in a long time. And the first song that came out was the Southern Cross by Crosby, Stills, and Nash. There is a verse in there that had haunted me in the past, and it's the first song that I listened to. I brought up the particular lyric that speaks to today. Think about how many times I have fallen. Spirits are using me, larger voices calling. What heaven brought you and me cannot be forgotten. I have been around the world, and I say, looking for the divine who knows love can endure. And you know it will, and you know it will. And I get the God bumps because it's all about the higher voices. Spirit is using us. Higher voices are calling. And the dragonfly, which showed up because Spirit said, you need to know the dragonfly symbolizes change, adaptability, transformation, and realization. And there's a lot about it, and I'm not going to speak about that because we have more party to go to and things to have up. So look up the word, what is it? Butterfly. What is this again? Dragonfly. Obviously, my time is up. My brain's going fit. Dragonfly. Look up on Google, dragonfly symbology, and read it for yourself. That's your homework. You know I always give homework, so I couldn't resist by having something else. And so I believe we're going to go into a song that will not make me cry, and it is the best song. By the way, the songs Use Me is by Ricky Byers-Beckwith, and this one, I Will Be, is by Michael Gott. So check them out also, and your YouTubers and such. Thank you. I love you.
And now, Karen Roberts, our fantastic board vice president, will come forward with a couple of gifts for Reverend Liz.
Thank you, Tom. Reverend Liz, one more time, come on up. I don't have a speech. All I know is that I will be. I will be your board vice president for as long as my term. I know that all of us here will be your greatest supporters in this journey.
Okay.
And so on behalf of the Board of Trustees and all of the members and congregation, I have these gifts for you. I hope you don't need scissors. If we do, I hope there's someone that can grab the scissors right away, but would you like to open those now?
Okay,
Yes.
I can do it.
I'll hold that while you, yes,
One at a time. I'm not juggling today. Okay, something. You will be receiving a certificate for a 1-hour massage at High Desert Healthcare and Massage.
Yay.
God.
A little birdie told me you would like that.
A little bird told you? I know that little bird. She's a great bird. Thank you. Massage, yes. And then there's
There's
something
this.
that...
So see if you can pull that ribbon. If not, I hope someone can grab some scissors
I'm
real
not
quick.
sure it's pullable. It doesn't look like it's going to be. But it's
So
tied.
we're
it's
getting
tied
some
in the
scissors right now.
center.
Yeah, I didn't plan on that. Like I didn't.
Did you
plan-
grab this?
I did.
All
Oh,
right.
thank you.
There are help is on the way.
Thank you.
Would you cut the ribbon?
I will cut the official ribbon. There we go.
Fantastic. All righty. Well, I should just wear it, right? And dun, 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 dun. What is it? Are you all in suspense? Me too. Oh, it's looking good. It's looking really good. Oh my God. That is beautiful. This is the silent Unity Tower in Unity Village, Missouri, where I just got to go for the first time. This is fab.
This is for your office, and there will be a plaque. We had a hiccup with the timing, but the plaque will go down here, and it will say, Reverend Liz Luoma, ordained Unity Minister, July 10th. Or is today the 10th?
Yes.
Yes, thank you. July 10th, 2022. The plaque is coming.
All day. Thank you. And I want to thank Karen because she does so much, and she's an event planner, and so she's been behind the scenes creating the things that are going to be after the service in the food and department and such. So let's give Karen some more love as well. Good thing there's food afterwards.
So, yes, thank you for your patience for running a little long this morning. I had custom made for you
Oh my God.
an interfaith stole.
Oh, that is the best ever. Oh my God. I
Congratulations.
seriously.
Oh, my God.
That is beyond words. I don't even know what to say. And that's an accomplishment. Okay,
All right.
I'll just sit down now. Thank you.
Okay, now, as we come to the conclusion of our service, we share in the joy of giving as we prepare for our love offering and candle lighting ceremony. We give because we are so grateful for everything we have received. And I invite you now to take your love offering in your heart or in your hand and join me in affirming our prosperity blessing. Together, I joyfully give with an open, grateful heart, knowing that as I give, so do I receive, and so it is. So at Unity, we conclude our services with a candle lighting ceremony. In the cyber sanctuary, I invite you to close your eyes, light a virtual candle, knowing you are the light of the world. See yourself placing your candle in a virtual bed of salt to remind yourself that you are the salt of the earth. Here in the sanctuary, the ushers will invite you to come forward, beginning with the back row, as we sing together a medley of songs. The words will be up here. Place your prayer slips and offerings in the basket. Light a candle. Please place your candle as far back in the bed of salt as possible so nobody gets burned, and we're going to have a lot of candles today. And then return to your seat and remain standing while we all join in singing the peace song. And away we go.